Hi friends. This is me, Shubroto, calling from Shandal Astrology, and I hope you guys are all doing great. It's been more than 21 days from the lockdown of the coronavirus, and there's still some time before we see any sort of substantial relief. So I hope you guys are all safe and sound and in the comforts of your home. As you can see, I'm also locked up in my lab, and be safe, abide by the rules of the law and of the land, and stay inside, and be safe and keep your family safe. Be with your family. So today, the whole purpose of this video are twofolds. The first is I wish to thank all the people who have come into the free Harari astrology camp, which I had held day before yesterday. It was a fantastic camp, and I really thank all the people who have joined me, and for all those people who have not been able to join me, well, no worries. I will be bringing the camp soon again, and you can call Dimpleji or me, WhatsApp me, and we can connect again. So that's not a problem. I just wish I could do more on this trying times. Just let me know if you have any suggestions. I mean, I'm just trying to make a difference. That's all. Okay. The second is this is a part of unified applied the astrology classes that are going on right now. So it is a part of a query. Okay. Let's come to this. One of my students have actually given me this, written me this note that he has seen some substantial amount of videos on yogs and conjunctions, especially Raj-Yogs. Now, this is a little tricky situation, and his name is Prashant. Okay, Prashant, this is a tricky situation. And for all those people who are listening to this video, I have been, I have touched upon this subject quite details, but right now I'm going to try to elaborate it more. And as I always say, unified applied astrology course is all about practical astrology, how it helps me and you in our practical lives, and this is exactly what it's all about, and it's going to be like that only. So let's try to understand the yoga and the conjunction in context of the practical applications. Okay. So I'm also going to take you to a certain screen. He has, given me Leo ascendant as a chart to study. I am not sure why he had done it. Maybe it's his friend's chart or something like that. So it's a good chart because Leo right now are facing a lot of planetary movements. The sun is right now exalted. There's Jupiter who is debilitated. There's Mars who is again exalted. There's Mercury who is debilitated. And Venus is its own sign. When we are talking about Raj-Yogs or Yogs, well, Venus is forming a certain Malavya Yog as per the astrological videos, and there is something that he's got confused. He is telling me there are a lot of astrologers in the YouTube who have been saying about this Malavya Yog. Can you please explain and give your viewpoints? So, okay, Prashant, this is an important question that you have come up. So here it is, the yogs and conjunctions. Now, this is a very tricky part in astrology. It has been so because yoga and conjunction, what was written in the classical text from the time and to this moment, is completely different. And this keeps on coming up. There is a student of mine, Mr. Prashant, who has actually sent me a note that he has seen some astrologers in YouTube talking about Malavya Yoga, which is happening in his birth chart. I think he's a Leo ascendant. So no worries, Prashant. I will be sharing the screen and trying to discuss this in my point of view. So there are a lot of controversy in this. When Raj-Yog happens, or Yoni Yoga happens, or conjunction happen, when will they fructify? Do they fructify at all? And what is the difference between the classical period and the current period we are going through? So it's a great question, especially since we are dwelling in the practical part of astrology. That is why it's called unified. Unified astrology course, unified applied astrology course. Applied is all about practicality. So great. So let's start. Okay. First, let's understand what is Raj-Yog or Yog. Yog is a combination of two planets. Simple. So there's no point of confusion. And conjunction is the same. So is it a conjunction or not, or is it a yoga or not? That we have to see. and there are various kinds of yogs, more than 600 that I know of. So if you know of any other yog, please let me know. So there are 600 plus. I don't know all of names of all of them, but yoga are actually what are yoga? Yoga are simple mathematical formulas that one can remember. For example, a plus b whole square, you know, is a square plus b plus 2ab. So instead of remembering the whole line, we just remember a plus b whole square. That is why our special yoga names are given. For example, there is a Gaj Kesari Yog, there is a Moon and Jupiter. There is there is a Panch Mahapurush Yog. It starts from Mars, from Ruchak, Mars from Ruchak Yog, Bhadrayog, Hansog, Malavya Yog, Shash Yog, and there's also various yogs like Hemadrum Yog, where Moon plays a big role, and there are Grahan Yog and so on and so forth. As I said, there are more than 600 yogas. So let's try to understand each of it briefly. Okay, this I won't make this too much detailed. So quickly, as I said, the combination of yogas. Combination of planets are yogas. Okay, now let's see what are the parameters that we need to see. First and foremost is, do these yogas happening? There is conjunctions happening. All right. Now there are two ways this yoga are activated. The first is the conjunction of two planets. During Dasha and Mahadasha, they will get activated. For example, Moon and Venus, they can get activated. Or Moon and Jupiter, that Gaj Kesari Yog, they will get activated during the Dasha of Moon and Jupiter. Or a relation between the the trine and the Kendra house. Okay. For example, right now in Leo ascendant, there is a beautiful conjunction of Sun, where the Lagnadhipati or the Lagna Lord has come into the ninth. So Lagna and trine combination has occurred. So we're going to study that also. Is it a yoga or not? Okay. The secondly, these are the two ways how the yogas happen. The secondly is you need to see the degrees of the separation. Now each and every planet has a different degree of separation, but in average it's 5 degrees of separation at least. So more than 5 we cannot count as a yoga or conjunction. 5 degrees, yes, it's a conjunction. Then we have also got to see the placement of the yogas in the houses and the relationship between the planets that are forming in the yogas with the house lord. Okay, so if there is an enemy house lord, it's a problem, the yoga gets weakened. If there is a friendly, the yoga gets more positive effect. Okay, and also you need to see the relation of the yoga planets with the lagna. And also very important is you need to see the move trikona sign of the yoga planets. Okay. Now there are other various parameters, but these are the important things that you need to establish first if there is a yoga happening or not. And then there is of course the aspect level. Which planets are aspecting? Is it malefic, a benefic? In which houses these planets are placed? Is this a malefic placement or a benefic placement? Is a functional benefic or functional malefic? So on and so forth. So these are the aspect areas. And then finally, we need to understand the planets of the yoga planets or the conjunction planets sitting in their particular nakshatra. This is a very important thing that most of us miss. And there's a a different kind of results come, which I will try to explain in the screen that I'm going to share. And finally, and most important, in the strength. In Vedic astrology is Shadbal. Shadbal is made of various 6 balls, Ishtbal, whatever, Sthanbal, Dishabal, Digbal, and all that. So Shadbal. Secondly is Ashtag Varga, how many points these planets are getting, the planets which are forming the conjunction or the yoga, and how many points. And finally, which is a very important, is the positional strength. Okay. 99% of the astrologers miss this positional strength thing. So let's come to this chart, and then we will kind of understand more and through this. So I'm just sharing it. Here is a chart. Okay, it's a Leo Lagna, as you can see. This is a Leo Lagna, and let's straight come to this whole Malavya Yog thing. Okay, here is a Venus. Okay, now since it's Kendra Lord sitting in the Kendra in Taurus and in the 10th position. All right. Now let's see if this Malavya Yoga is actually getting activated or not. The answer is not much. All right. Let's see why. One is a thumb rule that any Kendra Lord sitting in his own bhav, gets neutralized. Okay, neutralized. It does not give you positive or negative result. The second is 10th house is a neutralizing house in any chart. In my experience also, this is true. I found it is true. Any planet coming to the 10th house is neutralized. Or also Venus in 10th is not a very good placement. All right. Now, let's see other points. The main two other points that we need to see is Jupiter being debilitated here, right here, as you can see, debilitated here, is giving its fifth aspect, debilitated aspect to Venus. Here you are. Okay, this is the aspect, debilitated aspect. So I'm not too sure Jupiter, which is right now is also not into a very good position, being in Capricorn, not a very good, friendly sign to Jupiter. And right now it's in a heavily enemy territory, because as per Panchadhamatri, it's not in a very good position. But Mars, his friend, again getting neutralized, because again this conjunction period, conjunction time, and as per Panchadhamatri, this is again not, it's neutralizing. And secondly, which I find more relevant, is the placement of Rahu in the second house. Here you are. This is Rahu, as well as the Sun in his 12th. So right now this Venus is right now sandwiched between Rahu and Sun. So again, there are three minuses that we have seen, which kind of negates the Malavya Yoga. Okay, so Mr. Prashant, if you are seeing the video, try not to get into it straight away. Study it a bit more and you will see the light, I'm sure. So let's see why I'm taking this Rahu and Venus. Rahu is anyway a heavily malefic planet. Plus, as you can see, if you come down here, Rahu right now is sitting in his own nakshatra. Therefore, it is having a great positional strength. So Rahu will be in its full strength to give its malefic effect, as well as the Sun. Okay, this is not the Sun and Venus do not share a very good relationship. Although at this moment they are getting neutralized, but still there is Sun and Venus is not a very good thing. Till a certain moment, there are times when they both are together, they will give you good result. But right now it's getting neutralized. So I won't say it's giving bad effect, but it's neutralizing effect. It's kind of -1 sort of thing. Okay, and secondly, which we were talking about, is the placement of Sun. Here is the Lagna Lord, and the Lagna Lord straight away coming into the 9th place. And this is a place of Trikona. So Trikona and Lagna are getting a relationship via Sun. So there is a fantastic combination here. But then we have to see two things. One, the greatest enemy of Sun, the Ketu. It's in 5th house. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's getting its 5th aspect on Sun, which is not very good. So it kind of weakens the Sun. Why? Because very simply, Ketu has also sitting in his own nakshatra, therefore gaining a huge positional strength. So when a positional strength planet is giving its aspect, it kind of overwhelms the Sun as well. Although Sun fights Ketu, but then again, here Ketu will be weakened a bit, and also Sun will be weakened a bit. So this combination is not 100% fantastic combination. All right. So these are the two areas, and where we see that Malavya Yoga and the Raj-Yog of the Trine and Lagna combination is not working so much. So we need to understand the placement of the Sun and the placement of the planets, and the if the aspects and the placement of other planets around. For example, Venus has Rahu and Sun in its vicinity. So so as we have seen, these are the points. Secondly, there is a few other topics, like there is a yoga called where Sun and Mercury conjoin. It's called Budh Aditya Yoga. Now this yoga apparently is great for intelligence, great for commerce, great for business. And incidentally, we see this conjunction or yoga in 99% of the kundalis or the birth charts, because these are very close planets. Mercury and Sun are very close, so often they come together on a certain houses. So do they? So let's say out of 100 people, let's say 70 people have this combination. Do all the 70 people become millionaires? I don't think so. That doesn't happen. So why? So do yogas actually happen? So this is a big question mark. As per me, yes, they do occur, but I won't give them the kind of strength that classical text has given them. I won't give them too much importance. Let's try to understand the context or the time when classical texts were written and the difference right now. The classical texts were written at the time where the kind of work establishment, the working atmosphere, and the society was much more simpler. There was the king, and there was the farmer, there's the merchant, and the soldier. End of story. But right now it's very, very complex. Okay. So Raj Yoga, I believe, comes with two words. Raj, that is king, yoga is combination. So I think this Raj Yoga are basically for the king or the princess. Will they be able, if they have this yoga, will they be able to expand their kingdom? But when you put this on the current context, this becomes a very complicated thing. And that is why I kind of don't give much importance, because there is no Raja, there is no kings. And how do you define king? A king has a power. So every politician has a power, every municipal commissioner has power, and every kind of hooligan near my vicinity has power. So how do you define king? So it's very difficult. Secondly, what is the quality of the Raj-Yog? I mean, how much money will I get? Okay, so let's try to understand these things. It all depends upon sthan, desh, sthan, kal, patra. All right. Or in English, if I'd say the situation or the circumstances, or in astrologically point of view, the placement of the sun, the placement of the Jupiter in your natal chart. Seeing a natal chart is very important right now to actually assess the power of Raj Yogas. Will it give a huge result or a less result? Let me give you a small example. Suppose you are a millionaire and I am a middle class, simple middle class, and having a small job, have a small family, and so on and so forth. And somebody comes and says, okay, here $50 million to you and to me. Okay, he gives them. He gives you and gives me the $50 million and says, okay, I'm going to give you 6 months time. I'm going to see what you have done with it. Now you are a millionaire. All right. So you have a millionaire mindset. Now I am a simple middle class, I have a middle class mindset. What is the result you expect after 6 months? Most probably you would have tripled or doubled your money, because you know the craft of money, the craft of power. I don't. All right. I don't know how to multiply the money. I will maximally do what? I will put it in some saving scheme, buy some land, and by the end of 6 months, most probably, I would hardly have any money left, maybe 5-10% of the money left, and you would have doubled it. And you would have rolled the money in such a way that, it's going to keep you giving profit. So Raj Yoga or any yoga fructification, actually 99% will depend upon the kind of mindset that you have been born with, or the conditioning that you have gone through. So this again will depend upon your natal chart. If your natal chart, Jupiter, Sun and Venus has a good placement, Saturn has a good placement, obviously the Raj Yoga will happen and will give you good result. Otherwise it will come and go. So a kind of advice to all of my friends and all of my students: stay away from giving too much importance to these yogas in your chart. Just because you have a yoga and you are apparently running a dasha or a mahadasha, pratantra dasha, or suksham dasha, de dasha, pran dasha, whatever, and your yoga planets are getting activated, don't think that you're going to be a millionaire suddenly. It's not going to happen. It doesn't happen. Okay. Frankly, as they say, only the 5% or 10% of the whole world's population control the rest 90%. And of course, yoga are everywhere. It's not that these yogas are only for those 90%. So what is it? I think it's the backstory where we need to focus. We need to focus on the planets of the natal chart, the circumstances he's born, and of course, there's always a thing of karma, and so on and so forth. So that is I hope I have been able to give you this whole idea. So the crux of the story: yoga, Raj Yoga, not much. All right, not much. does not play much role right now on this context, on these times, where survival itself is a big question mark. We need to survive first. So I won't give much importance to these yoga and Raj-Yoga. Prashant ji, okay, this video that you see, great. And I hope from this, from what we have discussed, you can take away some nice points and something, some food for thought. And do comment. What do you think? Maybe maybe I'm right, maybe I'm wrong, maybe you agree with me, maybe don't. It will be great to discuss. All right. So thank you very much. Thank you for joining in. I will be coming up with more videos, I hope. The next video that I am planning to do is all about Lagna, one of the most important part of any birth chart analysis and any fructification of events and remedial measures is Lagna. So we will try to understand Lagna in context of the stellar as well as Vedic, as well as a little bit of Lal Kitab and so on and so forth when we are talking about remedies. So thank you for joining. Thank you for listening to me, and have a great day. Have a great comfortable life. Stay in, stay tucked, stay locked, and maintain the social distancing, and soon it will be all over, and we'll have a happier times. So cheer up, and thank you very much. Jai Ravan. Bye bye.